Hey Texture Dolls, and welcome back to my channel. Ashley here, the creator and stylist of Textures Hair Care LLC and Pure Healthy Hair Products. Welcome to another Hair Talk Tuesday. Today we're going to talk about 10 myths concerning locks. So let's get into it. Now, I don't know about you. When I became natural, I take that back. Once I started to go on my natural hair journey, I knew nothing about natural hair. I just started, and I had already had some type of cosmetology background, and but it was always about relaxers and healthy hair that way. I knew, the basics about natural hair, press and curl, and that sort of thing. So diving into natural hair, I had a lot of myths, or how should I say, I believed a lot of myths concerning locks. And so some of these that I'm going to say today is probably how I was thinking too. But I'm so glad that once I took the leap to further my education with natural hair and really dive into it, I learned so much about loose natural hair and locks. And so today I'm going to dispel some of these myths because they are so not true. The first one is that you do not wash your hair. First of all, I want to say that I believe this one. I used to think that you had to go like a long time without washing your hair and not the 3 to 4 weeks that are recommended. I used to be like, oh my gosh, that is disgusting. Your hair is going to smell horrible. And I think that is what most people think, that you cannot wash your hair. I've heard a few people say that their stylists have told them that they need to wait 90 days to wash their hair. 90. Okay. I'm just going to sit that there because I really feel like, number one, one of the myths that's on my list proves why this particular advice is not correct at all. Don't wait 90 days not to wash your hair. And the reason why is because you experience contraction when you wash your hair. You get the cuticles opening up, and then your hair starts to knot and tangle. Hence locks. If you want to help your locks to build, you need water, and not just in a spray bottle. Like, cleanse the scalp. Dirty hair does not help your hair grow. That's another myth, but that's not on our list. It just goes with this one. The second one is to not use conditioner. I know a lot of people on YouTube especially say not to use conditioner, and it's twofold because I honestly feel like not using conditioner basically harms the hair. You're going to, especially if you're using a clarifying shampoo. Let me back up. If you're using a shampoo that's going to strip all of the dirt, oils, grime from your hair, it, number one, is taking all of the oils. It's robbing you of that. So to not put any type of conditioner to replenish and to take that moisture and retain it with the conditioner, then you're basically harming yourself. So when you do have mature locks and you get into that teenage to mature stage, your locks are going to be really dry and brittle, and it's not going to be a nice, soft, healthy lock because you stripped it. I know some people say, well, I put oil on my hair after I've washed it with a clarifying shampoo. Oils alone are not going to give your hair what it needs, and so you really need to take some conditioner. Nobody said you had to like bake in it, but to put some on there, replenish the hair, get it, you know, in there good. It's not going to loosen it up. It's not going to hinder the process. Contrary to what most people think, it's going to soften hair to the point where it's not going to lock, and that's not true. Because you're using water, again, you're going to rinse it out. You're not going to leave it in. And so the water, again, is helping the hair to contract and not. So you're not combing anything out. You're rinsing it out really good, but still you have, your hair is still moisturized. Your hair is still getting what it needs to have and build a healthy lock. So please use conditioner, ladies and gentlemen. The third one is that only certain curl patterns can lock. I've heard that before, and I thankfully have seen so many beautiful locks on Caucasian people with really, really straight, fine hair. African American girls that have like really fine curly hair or really curly hair. It's your hair, again, when you wet it, it contracts and knots and forms a lock. Now, I will tell you that those who have finer hair, it's going to take longer for the process, and you may have to do some techniques like back combing and crocheting, but it doesn't mean that your hair will not lock. It will lock. A tangle is a tangle, and over time, the more tangles, the more it forms to a lock. So that is not true. All right, number 4 is locks are maintenance free. Well, I will tell you that that is not true. For the sake of, just think about someone with a bald head. Their hair is not maintenance free. I'll tell you why. Because most guys who have bald heads still have a little bit of hair in the frame that has not completely gone away. So they end up having to shave that, which means that if you have locks or any hair on your head, chances are you're going to have to maintain it. So shampooing, putting oil in, over time, if you do nothing to it, it's going to fail you and go away. And I know people say, well, what about those who freeform? Freeforming is just not retwisting. That doesn't mean it's no maintenance. That means that they probably are still shampooing their hair. They're just not retwisting. They're just letting it do whatever it's going to do. But I'm pretty sure that most people who have healthy freeform locks, let me be specific, who have healthy freeform locks are actually shampooing, just not retwisting. This is where we talked about earlier, where I said that someone, your loctician, told you to wait 90 days to retwist. Number 5 is every cosmetologist is a loctician. No. So they all may think that they are, but a lot of people don't know the science behind locks. They really don't know how to retwist properly. Some people put a lot of tension on the hair when they're retwisting, and therefore can cause thin locks. So no, every cosmetologist is not a loctician. Those who are have perfected the craft, or at least are perfecting the craft. No one person can just say they do it and it come out good. I've seen some really questionable retwists and lock maintenance practices, like using honey and beeswax. We're gonna move on. All right, so the next one is to reduce frizz, use scissors. Okay. Now, I will tell you that when I first started, I did feel like this was something that needed to be done. I felt like using scissors was probably better. And then I got introduced to the crocheting method of just not reducing frizz, but sometimes when you start locks, the ends of the lock as they mature start to get like really unruly and puffy, like how my ends are curly because they're starter locks, and these may start to like fishtail out like a little wishbone and just kind of do this because they're kind of trying to form. I have learned how to actually take those two pieces that are separating and weave them back together using a crochet needle. So scissors are not necessarily needed. You can actually do that up the entire lock in order to secure some of the frizz, but frizz is a part of the process. It is what is going to define your locks over time, and it's kind of hard to get rid of all of the frizz, so you're probably going to drive yourself crazy if you think that you need to cut at it. Cutting at it actually makes your locks thinner, so leave the frizz and let them do what they're going to do. So to reduce frizz using scissors, nope. The next one, which is number 7, is that you're limited to only certain styles when you wear locks. I don't even know why someone would say that. I mean, that's like saying that you're limited to what you do to your hair when you have braids. There's so many different styles that you can wear, even wearing braids. So the same is true about locks. I've seen beautiful hairstyles using locks, curls, waves, updos, buns. I mean, it just, you're not limited to what you can do. And then the next one is that locks are permanent. They're not. If you decide one day that you want to take your locks out, now I will say that there are some people who just feel like they probably would never try to comb their locks out. It's a process. I've done it before for a client, and it's a long process, but it can be done. So I wouldn't say that that is true at all, that locks are permanent, because nothing you do with your hair is permanent unless you're actually losing it. I don't know that you can regain having some type of hair loss that is like balding is what I mean. Not necessarily like if you've gone through something or whatever. But yeah, no style is permanent. I mean, you can always cut your hair off or comb them out. Or I think those are your only two options actually. Anyway, number 9 is that most people who have locks smoke. Who said this, by the way? I almost want to ask, like, who told you that people with locks smoke? And then are we talking about cigarettes or weed? Yeah, that. No, I don't smoke. I have friends that have locks, they don't smoke. I have clients that have locks, they don't smoke. I feel like that's more of a stereotype than a myth. But I wanted to make sure that I said that because I think some people think that they're just ganja smoking, uh, Rastafarians because you want to lock your hair. It's like, stop, okay? Cut it out. Don't do that. And last but not least, locks are not professional, or locks cannot be professional. There are some amazing lawyers, doctors, dentists that are rocking locks. Now, I'm not saying that they have crazy, like, free-formed locks. They're very nice, professionally styled, but who said that they weren't professional? And then if that's what you're thinking, you probably need to educate yourself on, first of all, the thought. And second of all, hair is hair. I mean, an afro can be professional. Let's be clear. It's not the hair, it's the person, and it's what they bring to the table that matters. Now, I get you're going to say, well, Ashley, you know, rocking an afro to work probably isn't the best thing. If you're in certain circumstances, probably not. But your locks aren't hurting anyone. Your locks aren't diminishing your degree or your talent or your skill set. It's hair. So whoever told you they were that having locks is unprofessional, bye bye. As a matter of fact, I have heard people make comments like, people with locks are lazy with their hair, and that they are their hair probably stinks, and there's so many different things. And I'm so glad that I picked 10, but there's so many myths and stereotypes. We could talk all day long, my goodness. But the truth of the matter is that it's your hair. Do what you want to do with it. Make it cute. Keep it professional if you want to, or free form, or do you all day long. Locks are just hair. It doesn't make you a different person. It doesn't define your character. It just adds to your beauty. Well, guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit the little button below. Please and thank you. Also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Until next time,